in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in no use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay.
Good morning again to everyone. We are now in our cup chat segment and we apologize for the late start. Actually, thank you for your patience. We are now going to begin our interview this morning speaking on the topic, the Public Relations Office Beyond Communication, a bridge between the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force and the public. Joining us in studio this morning, three lovely ladies. Mrs. Cora Bob, who is police constable in the Public Relations Office. Well, they're all in the Public Relations Office. Miss Roselle Charles and Miss Raquel Coombs. Good morning again, ladies.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and good morning to our listeners. I am Constable 510 Bob. I've been a police officer for the last 17 years. And for the past 4 years, I've been attached to the Public Relations and Complaint Department. It's my pleasure to be here today to let the public know how easy and what can be done to communicate with the police.
Right. And well, since Bob started with her introduction, I'm just going to let the others follow. So,
good morning, everyone. I am Police Constable 311 Roselle Charles. I have been in police for the past 5 years. And for the past 2 years, I've been stationed at the Public Relations and Complaint Department.
Good morning, everyone. I am Police Constable 353 Raquel Coombs, and I have been a police officer for the past 5 years also. So, Constable Charles and I trained, and I've been attached at the department for 3 years.
Just shifting Michael a little more to your face, please.
All right, so let's get right into it then. What are the responsibilities of the Public Relations and Complaints Department?
So we have a bit. I will deal with the complaints part and another lady, but we will all assist. So one of the responsibilities is the complaints, which gets a lot of attention. If something happens in the public with police, that's where you come to report the matter. If if both hosts gets in an incident, they report it to any police station or the police station in the district, it happens. But if we get in a conflict or an argument, you and I, then report that to Public Relations. If the police is off duty or was off duty, that can be done at the station also. So the police has to be on duty when he behaved in a manner that was not in line with how police should behave, then that is dealt with at the Public Relations and Complaints. We also deal with the media reports, I don't know if one of the ladies want to take this.
Okay, before you move off that, you said when they are on duty, but if they're acting in a particular manner off duty.
So let us say I live next to a police officer and we have, there's always boundary issues and so. So the police is not on duty, he's home and he would have done something, caused some swear words, threatened, and it happened in Georgetown. That can be reported at the Georgetown police station because he's not on duty.
So it will be treated as a criminal.
Right. And the police will take a statement from you, investigate, and depends on how bad it is, because it can still be dealt with inside. But if it goes as far where he pull a cutlass, he will go to open court and not inside, like not the deputy or the commissioner will deal with it, but it could go as far as open court where he goes to court like a civilian because he was not on duty. Yes.
So to put a scenario to you, let's say I see an officer not on duty, but engaged.
CID wears plain clothes.
Right. But I see them engaging in something that could be criminal, right? Let's say interacting with a known drug offender or offloading a shipment of cocaine off a boat, something to that effect.
So, if you do not know, you could come to Public Relations, but it will not stay there. So we could we'll report the matter to our officers and they will take it further. Because I have seen it where persons would have done something. Let me say, use your scenario, the coke issue. You have facts. Because a lot of time we get, I saw this or I heard this. But it cannot be you say you saw something and the person say, no, I did not do it. And then it's just he say, she say.
Okay.
But we have the facts.
Have evidence.
So we have evidence and we're going to take it further.
Okay.
It can be CID could deal with it, narcotics could deal with it. Yes, not public relations would not deal with that. It would not stay there.
Okay. All
If
right.
I understand, so if I understand correctly, if the officer is off duty and there is a complaint, you treat it as though it were two regular civilians. You treat the
Yes,
case like that.
depending on
But
what
if
it is,
Depending on the
because
nature of the
an officer could be
Mm.
off duty, right, and they might see him drinking,
Mhm.
and a civilian could say, "But I saw the officer and he was drinking and he's in the road," and we could talk to him, but then he could be off duty, and he slapped somebody.
Mm.
That could go to criminal court. So CID, or if it happened in Bayabo, by a police station could deal with it. We would advise the person where to go, but we will not just tell them to go. We would make sure that they go to communicate by the police station, or we could even take the statement there and resend it to Bayabo.
Okay. All right.
Okay, then.
We understand that part.
We do.
Right. And we also deal with the press release.
And then we
and
also deal with the media. So when you see a police release any information on the media, it comes from the public relation office. So we allow communication and information to get out to the public, so they can know what we do on a day-to-day basis. They can know what is happening.
if there's a road blockage. And some things, because sometimes it seems like the police is late, right? But we have to have the facts. No, we have to have the facts. So we might hear this morning there was a murder on the road, and then you see everybody, all the other news have it. But we cannot follow the news. We have to get the facts from whichever station is dealing with it. So sometimes the police officers are still on the scene. We cannot say, well, this station is saying this, so we have to have the facts. So if you see something late from us, it's because we have to wait on the officers who's on the scene to give us the information, and then we could send out. And when we say we, I mean, we here on the ground will put the information together, but we cannot send it out. Out there, officers above, and it goes over to
We
the
have to wait on
deputy
clearance.
approval.
So
if
there
you-
is red tape as well with even this?
Yes, we have to be careful, because when we send information, it has to be correct.
Okay.
And we have to make sure we're not sending out sensitive information that the public needs not to know.
Okay. All right.
That's it for the responsibilities of your department. Anything else?
Yeah, sometimes we're a comfort too.
In addition to what they mentioned, we also deal with community engagement programs. We also have the police youth club. So the public relations also plays a vital role, not only with the press release and with taking statements, but we also do other activities to engage, to bridge that gap with the police and the public.
It is really the bridge, not just repeating the word too much, but if somebody at fire wants something published, you come to the office. Somebody at CID, and anything that you see on the police page comes from the office.
Yes.
Even if it's from something in Fancy or Richmond,
And
it
we
has to come to the
oftentimes
office.
publish, our officers' accomplishments.
Oh, yes.
Right. So that comes to the office also.
Okay, and your office is in Kingstown?
At the Central Police Station.
Okay.
All right. I noted that efforts have been made to, what's the word? To be a little bit more engaging with the public, right? Of late. So do you want to tell us what some of these steps are? More in the social media space, that is. What measures have you taken to become a little bit more vibesy, I suppose, is the word I want to look for. I can't find a better word right now.
So what we do now, we would normally, even though there's something to be sent out, we wouldn't just post it in words, but we would voice it over. So it would be more interactive. The page would be more interactive and catching, as my
Instead of reading this long press
yes.
release.
So we try to do that to get the public attention towards our page.
And what that also does as well, too, for persons, let's say, who might be doing something else,
Right. So you can listen.
you can listen.
Yes.
Or for those who might be visually impaired, they could
Yes.
listen. So, yeah. But what else have you been doing? Because I'm seeing other things as well.
One of the things I have to ask, so while you're getting the answer for that, as soon as you walked in here this morning and said, 3 ladies, I wonder if they have any males in the public relations department. So do you have any?
We do.
All right.
The sergeant in charge of us currently, our NCO, Sergeant Smith, he's a male. We also have another constable, which is Francois, but he's currently on course training in Dubai. And we also have Sergeant Ross, but he's off on medical
Okay. All right.
There's
Nice.
males, but you know, female dominated.
All right. And as you speak about training, though, because it's also important to note for us to note that yes, you have been in the force for certain amount of time. In the case of Miss Bob or Mrs. Bob, but what training are you exposed to so that you are better able to perform your job properly?
The training open. I am not a media person per se. I deal with the complaints. I like to deal with complaints, but I do the other part. So the training open that we could do. This for me is a training because I'm not a media person, but I'm trying to get out and do such. We could also do studies if you're interested. There are different studies, not just with public relations, but you could also do studies and try equip yourself.
And also, you see, sometimes a training comes about. If you're interested, you can apply for it. So even though you're not working in the criminal investigation department, you can also ask them if you can go on a criminal training course. There's fire courses. There's sometimes we do CPR courses. There's a lot so that we can be all rounders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and it's open to the rest
disaster
of the
management courses.
Correct.
right. Whatever is open to the police force is open to us also.
On that same topic of training, do you in the public relations receive additional training for your particular role, or it's the same training that you get with the other officers?
Same training. If we want to do something in media, I guess we'll have to look it up and then just apply it.
Okay.
Yes.
In addition to that, there was a public relations training
Yes,
out at
right.
Argyle Fire
Some week
Station.
last year.
Okay.
Or this year.
And sometimes we may even do in-house training, like sometimes in the office, we put together scenarios and we start.
Very good. Very
that.
good. And that's a good initiative to take as well. How do you feel about the role of social media in helping the police department in not just the dissemination of information and correct information, but also for there to be more awareness, given that it is the means that most persons use to get their information? What are your thoughts on the role of social media? Or even police, being a little bit more hip with how their page is the information that's on the page, the content that's on their page, on your page. Sorry.
It is very important because, as we can see, we are leading towards technology that is that gets everybody attention. So with this social media, because we even disseminate information to the news medias also, so they, along with us, disseminate information. But leading towards technology, as I would say, it's very important.
I think it helps it reach a wider range because I could remember there was once an article that we posted. Someone stole some goats, and a picture was posted of and they were taking them away in a vehicle. So the sergeant posted a picture with a minivan and some goats running from it. And if we had just written something and 10 persons might have read it, but when you see transport on the road and some goats running out from it and on the road scattering, that gets your attention. So you go and see what exactly is happening. And that was just to say that somebody was stealing animals and we should be aware.
Okay. All right. I have a question, but I'm not sure if you could answer it, but let's see. When it comes to, let's say, road blockage, etc., right? I know that recently on the Windward side, there was an issue that happened at Casson Hill, and many persons were not aware of what happened, or they were not alerted ahead of time. Let's say what other roads, alternative routes to use, etc. Does this fall within your realm in terms of?
Once we get the information, once we know something happened, it's our process to let the public know, especially at that time because it was after school. It was in the afternoon. So we do stuff like that, but it's if we get the information. We don't have anybody on the road per se, which is probably a disadvantage. So
as long as we get the information,
yes,
they would post
soon
it. There's also Braxtor. They would also send
communicate with us.
Project your voice a little more, please, Raquel.
Braxtor would also communicate with us when there's a road closure or anything. They would let us know that
It's
this
happening.
yes, a road is going to be closed at this particular time for maintenance, and we would post that on our page also.
And we would send it to the media. So then not only would it be on the police page, but
Mhm.
also other media can alert the
Media
persons
houses,
of
yes.
what's
All right.
happening.
And do you have links with the service providers? Because one of the things too, right, is that, okay, say if I'm traveling, I'm leaving work, I'm not necessarily going to have my phone in my hand. I'm not necessarily going to go on social media, right? But if I get, let's say a text message blast, one of those blasts from the service provider, which, well,
We
maybe
have
both.
a lot of emails.
Can that,
We have most. I think we have everybody.
Flow and so forth.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
have a lot.
but do you work along with them so that they can send out text blasts?
text
Because,
messages?
yeah,
No.
because
No, we don't.
No,
the only
not
way I
like
might
that.
know something is if I go on social media. But if
Or
it
the
comes
radio.
to me, right,
That's a
then
good point.
Yes,
So that is something we could
Alert.
let our NCO know.
Right.
But we do not at the moment have anything with the
okay, okay,
anything's in-
yeah, all right.
I forgot to ask. I should have asked this earlier when we were talking about your responsibilities. What is the complaints mandate? I think I saw that. I saw that in here, and I was a little curious
It varies.
about what that is.
It varies because somebody could come into the office, right? But it is us for us to listen and advise accordingly. Because as we were explaining before, if somebody comes in and the person was off duty, that takes a particular route. But if you come in and you report that an officer assaulted you, we'll ask questions: where did it happen? Are you in pain? Could you show us where the person hit you? And then if it's a complaint of assault, we'll give you a medical form and advise you to come back as soon as possible. Now the medical form is for you to take to the doctor to examine you and you bring them back. We have a problem where some people will take the medical form and don't come back.
Yes.
And then make it seem as though the police
We're not
is
doing
not doing
anything.
anything.
Yes.
But we cannot go forward with our assault report unless we have the information from the medical form. Because then this would state, if he has a concussion, this would state. So,
If the
that would
area
give
was swollen
more-
and stuff like that. And sometimes we call them back because when we do the first, even though we don't know how far the water is going, we take your number.
Yes.
If we don't see it in a few days, we will call you. And some people will tell you they're not coming back. Some people will say, "Oh, I'm coming next week," and next week will never come.
Yes.
Some people, sorry.
Yes. In addition to that, there was something that I was dealing with, and I contacted the person, and every time I contacted that person, he would answer his phone, but he would not say anything. So this is what we deal with also. They would come, give a report, give a statement, and then when we try to contact them for the information or to go out and investigate within that area, nothing.
And the mentality that the public has is that police doesn't go against
And
police.
that is not true.
Oh boy.
I was just gonna ask if it's true.
No, sometimes they will come inside the office and, first before we do anything, we ask you to explain the situation. So we can have an idea of what is the matter. And then we would start advising police don't go against police.
Oh boy.
Just as much as the public hates the fact that they think that police don't go against police, also police hates
Public relations.
But then how? But so from an individual.
So
Because
we
we are attacking them.
Yes.
We said there's something that can possibly put them in the hot spot.
Yes.
But then how do you deal with that?
So-
Because you've gone to training
just a
school
minute.
together. Mhm.
So we were talking about the medical forms, right? And some people don't bring back. Some people bring back. So to get to where Charles was saying, where police don't like us either. So if the person bring back the medical form, we'll take a proper statement from them in detail. If there's witness, we'll take the witness statement. But even before we do witness statement, we send out an allegation, like a document saying that there was a report against you
XYZ.
and what was said, and we would like to get something from you. That is why police don't like police. So anytime you see public relations number come up on any of the phones,
Sometimes
Because-
they don't respond.
sometimes somebody will come in the office and we might call the station to find out what happened. No statement, just want to get an idea from the office. And then, so it's either public relations calling to hear what happened or sending a report or something. It is never good on either side. Neither good.
We don't win.
You know what?
We don't wait because the police don't like us and the public have a. But sometimes we feel very good. Well, I feel very good because somebody will come in the office and they're all frustrated and they don't and they this and that. But by the time they leave,
They're like,
They're good.
They're like
They're
officers.
good.
You guys are
Yes.
doing a
Fighting
wonderful
over
job.
Because
You-
we will allow them to express themselves, not in a rude way, but we will allow them to. It's not a rush. Okay, you only have 5 minutes. No.
Okay.
We sit and we listen.
Is it because it's you're females as well? Do you think y'all have that special
I don't
touch in
know.
terms
I
of?
am not sure, but I'm actually enjoying talking to people and
Okay.
calming. I
And
actually-
helping people also.
Or sometimes they would, and then after we already solved their matter, they would come back to the office.
Yes.
Sometimes they come back to the office just to
Just
check
to say
in on
hi.
us. They would
Yes.
bring back.
Aw.
And those are the days when we feel like, yeah,
We did something.
yes,
Yes.
Sometimes like those, you feel like you're actually bridging the gap.
yes,
Correct.
yes. Believe me, and we have seen a good bit of that because sometimes, back to the allegation where we send out the allegation and the police respond, but sometimes somebody might say, I just wanted to talk to the officer. And I have seen it. I'm not saying what people told me. I have seen it where somebody come in the office and the officer might be in the yard and we will ask them, what would you like us to do? Because some people will give option. They want to take it as far as possible, which is there, right? Or they just want us to talk to the police. And if the police is downstairs, we could just call the police and not we, but officers above us would sit with them in an office and just
Let them know
sort
what
out the
it's
matter. And everything we do, we have to make a note of it.
Yes.
So you cannot come to them and say, oh, just talk to them, and then tomorrow say, you told us to go further. Because if you tell us to talk to them, we're going to write in our diary and say what you said and what we did.
In addition to that, there are instances where persons within the community, it's nothing to do with public relations office, but they would come to our office and we would guide them in the way that they should go. And they would even come back and say, officer, thank you, I got through, thanks for the assistance and stuff like that. So even though we deal with reports against police officers, even though something is not something that we deal with, we would still speak to that person in a way and guide them in the way, advise them in the way that it
And
should
also sometimes even the said police officer who is being accused, then sometimes we create a bond between them and the person because we do a mediation.
It's a weird place.
Yes.
Because you never know. You never know. You cannot watch somebody and say it is going to end like this.
Right.
Because somebody will come in with a rage against an officer and they will leave in peace with the officer as the
Because with the
constable said.
mediations, this is where the
You
person
get to
has an
sit.
opportunity to sit in the same space as the said officer. So you say your part, he say his part, and then sometimes you come mesh a relationship. And 2 days down the road, they see two of them outside laughing, talking, and then we remember this person coming, officer, and then now they're bothered.
Okay. All right. So I want to ask another question. So sometimes we see there are instances of interactions between police officers and the public, right? I'm using traffic as an example, traffic officers, right? And we see, let's say the traffic officer acts in a particular way, whether right or wrong, they act in a particular way, right? For some of these matters that come to the attention of the public just because of video surfacing, why is it that we don't hear what has happened to the officer in the same realm of the public, right? We know, like in America, sometimes press conferences are called by the police station or the department, and they say, well, such and such has been placed on suspension, pending investigation, etc. Why don't we hear about that from inherent
not
views?
sure.
Point, not because we don't hear about it, mean nothing is happening.
But you see, right.
I understand what you're saying, where it's not being public. So then it's like person thinking the police
Nothing
just
was
getting on.
done.
Right.
That's not true. Sometimes
So-
the officers end up on suspension. Sometimes they can be charged criminally.
So what we could do is probably when we go back and report and let our officer know that the public would like to hear when these things are done, but like like Charles said, it happens. I have known it where, especially for videos, and posters will go up to the commissioner and certain actions will be taken, but they do not publish it. So maybe we could report to our NCO, Mr. Smith, and he could report it further so that when something happened, we just, not in detail, but just to say, in relation to this incident, such and such was done. That is something we could report and see.
Right. Because it also does help us to have the confidence in your department as well, knowing that, yes, not that it's being done, but we, the general public, knowing where the starting happened or our assumption of where the starting happened, we can see how it's ending, right? Yeah.
Before I ask my next question, I would just like to let the listeners know that the lines are now open. And if you have questions or comments for the officers, you can call us through WhatsApp or the direct line 457-9997. How does one get to the public relations office? Do you go to the century and say, when you get to the century, what do you do from
When you
there?
reach the century, you would just tell them, I'm going to the public relations and complaint department, and they would show you where it's at. So then they would direct you how to get to us.
Okay.
And you don't need to give them any further details,
No,
right?
just
And they're not
ask
supposed to ask, right?
No.
They're not supposed to.
Okay.
So sometimes it happens, but you
Yes.
can tell them, I don't wish to disclose any information. I would just like to get to the public relations office. Because sometimes, you may come, I'm going to report Officer Charles, and it's Officer Charles you're talking to. So Officer Charles going to detour you.
Okay. All right. So in terms of the outreach, what happens? I know that you mentioned the police, youth clubs, etc. But could you speak a bit more on what other outreach programs are happening?
Earlier this year we did the community walkthrough.
Right, we do
Yes.
community walkthrough where officers in higher ranks and also us lower ranks will go to the community, hear persons complaints, engage with the public. There's also neighborhood watch group.
Yes.
We have town hall meetings and
Have any of you here been on any of those walks?
Yes, I have.
What was that like?
It was really informative. Because I was the photographer. So the public would actually interact with the officers walking through the area, letting them know what their issue is with such and such police station or stuff like that. And those information that are given to the officers, they would then go back to the said station and speak to those officers. So it's engaging, it's informative, and it helps a lot with
Persons getting comfortable.
Yes.
When it just started, like you say, the police, I was seeing the police in the transport going, you might want to tell them something, but they're just always going. But when we do the walkthrough, it's like you're talking with, there's no rush. So you go by a shop and you just have a conversation. They're not looking for a quote, but they just want people to get comfortable with you. So
Yes.
the big will talk to you, the old will talk to you. Everybody's just comfortable.
and
And
also this is where persons who do not want to come to the station because they don't want nobody
Yes.
to think they are
Something.
informers. And then this is where we find out sometimes these engagements help us to solve cases because this is where somebody might tell me, oh, we know Roleza do this and so that we have solid evidence from
But they
such
don't want to go to
person,
the
but they don't
station,
want
you
to
see.
come to the station.
So then how often are y'all doing these walkthroughs? Because it sounds like you need to do it kind of often.
we used to do once a week, but then we got caught up with other activities. But we'll get back to it.
yes, and
Definitely making the
next
calendar
year
for
we
next
would
year.
start with everything fresh.
Okay. So what plans you have for next year then? Let me be fast.
We have a lot
Uh-huh.
planned for next year. Community walkthrough. We would do these programs repeatedly so that we could
Because we have to do the island, right? So even though we say
Yes.
community walk every week, it will not be the same place.
every
We have to go
district
from
union.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a call. Headphones quickly. All right. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Sergeant Smith. I was just calling.
What?
Sergeant
Morning,
Smith.
Sergeant Smith.
Good morning, Roleza and Dianna. Good morning to the very competent staff at Public Relations. You guys are doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I just calling to also inform the public that we do spontaneous community visits as well. So just yesterday, PC Coombs and myself, we were in a particular community listening and addressing some concerns of people in the public. So, it's a very evolving department, a very forward-facing department. And as you can see, we have a very competent team on board. So, yeah, we're getting the job done.
And I do agree with you with the competency part because I'm enjoying this interview with them.
Yes. So thanks so much, and enjoy the rest of the interview.
All right, you too.
All right.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Yeah, take care.
I was just about to get to that point thank you, Sergeant Smith, for calling in. And I was just about to get to that point that we actually do spontaneous walkthrough. And it's a pleasure to help the public. And the person that we went and spoke to yesterday, she was so happy to see us within the community. She was like, "Officer, thanks for coming, thanks for helping," you know. So yes, that's something that help us to connect with the public that we do at the Public Relations Office.
And something that Charles said before, not everybody who have a report to make can come to the station. So when you do the walkthroughs, you really get more information. You always get more when you go outside than if you just stay inside.
Especially from the elderly.
Yeah.
Okay. And speaking about the elderly, though, so let's say I just do not want to turn up at Central Police Station because I just do not want anybody just happen to pass to see me going into the station. But let's say that I do have a complaint to make or I do have an issue that I want to raise. What's another? Well, I see two of you putting up your finger.
I don't like to say I hold. I like to say what was done. So a scenario that you just gave that actually happened to someone. Public relations did not go, but Calabar police went because the post was in Glen, but they were not able to come. And that matter went far. Details, statements, witness, and it went, like I say, far. It was not a case where you just talked to the post and it went further than that. Still on the investigation, but it was not ignored.
Yes.
We informed Calabar police, and Calabar police went and took statements. They had to go and take further statement because it was a thorough investigation. It wasn't anything petty. But the fact is, they went to the post and did the necessary. So we do that.
So I could call public relations and say, I'm not quite comfortable with coming into the station.
Or you might not be fit enough to come.
Right.
And with witness statements, for me, I don't know, because I work outstation before, I like the hunting. So I like to go out because I might be with Charles and a police assault me, but Charles don't want to come to the station and say what you saw. But if I go by Charles, I could get a whole book. And keep in mind, sometimes the person who's making the complaint do not always give the whole story. And when you take witness statement, you're not taking in the presence of the complainant, so you're getting, it's like a puzzle. Especially when I get multiple witness statements, you're going to get piece from this person, piece from this person, and then you put it together and you realize, not that the officer was right, but the complainant might have done something to aggravate the...
Because remember, the complainant is going to leave out the parts where they are wrong.
Which part he did wrong. So
I mean, some will tell you directly, I did this, but
Yes.
some make it seem as though the police officer just saw
walk
them
up to them and... Yes. So putting together the puzzle is exciting for me. So I like to go out and get the witness statement. I have been calling a complainant from South Rivers in particular. I have a statement, and they have been calling that man to get a witness statement. And it's something that happened on the park. There were people there. Every time you call him, man, nobody wants to give a statement. Nobody wants to give a statement. So you just leave it naked with the officer say, and he say, and just that.
But if you're showing up by me, right? Because again,
I could come in plain clothes.
Thank you very much.
I will come in plain clothes.
All right, I just need to know, like, you're coming, like you're visiting me, right? As a long lost cousin or something.
Everybody don't have to know I'm an officer coming by you.
Lovely.
Okay. Happy to hear that.
And they're also working on separating the departments,
Yes.
especially
You
complaints.
said you heard that before, we know, but we're working on
We're
it.
working on it, so like
Yes.
getting us in a separate building. So it's not like you come into the station, and then when you come to the station, everybody knows you're going to report a police officer. But then if we have a different space now, then that would be done privately. And I think they're thinking about taking us out of these when they do.
Okay.
We're working on it. First, maybe Santa will do it.
Smith, you're hearing? Okay.
With that being said, also, we also encourage the complainants. You know, an incident would happen, but it's also important to state the date and the time that these incidents occurred. Description of the officers, because sometimes they come and they can't give a proper description.
Oh, they don't know.
They can't, you know, they
And some
don't
people
know.
wait too late.
Yes, to come.
And if it is something minor, like an officer, we're not saying it's correct, so an officer slap you. in August and you come in October to report the slap, a doctor should have examined you to see if your cheek was swollen.
Because even if you came in October from August, we still have to give you medical forms.
Yes.
And then the medical forms is not going to show
Anything from a
Anything when you
slap
go
in
to the
August.
doctor.
Well, another suggestion here. I don't think that all police officers display their badge number, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken.
No,
Not all
no.
officers. So
We
this is
don't
also
have
going to lend to. I can't give a description of you. You know, as us as Black people, when we have to describe somebody, complexion is like somebody, right? we don't know because of the different variant skin tones. But if it's a case where the badge number is displayed, that might quicker bring
Some
to our
police
memory
officers,
that is PC 272.
the number
And
was
if
there.
not,
Also,
with
you
the
have a right
investigation.
to ask. You
The
have a right.
police, the
And the
name.
police is supposed to give you the information. Because if you walk up and say, "Officer, what's your number?" I am supposed to tell you I'm 311 Charles.
But if man, you getting something, are you going to tell
I
me?
know.
All right.
Right.
So, all right. So we have a caller here. Hi. Okay.
All right.
We had
so
a caller.
person will call. I think you were trying to say something, Coombs. You were saying something a while ago? No? All right. So we spoke about some of your challenges. Are there any other challenges that you have, probably specifically with the public?
My only problem with the public is when they don't want to talk.
Okay.
We have the call again, so we stick a pin.
Hi, Dave. Morning.
Yeah, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Morning.
You know, I welcome how long it started now. I welcome this this public broadcast with members of the constabulary in our country. I think this has been a right move in terms of law and order in our country. One of the first questions, though, the police made up of different departments. And I would hope that they're all connected when there's certain matters to be dealt with or certain matters that, in other words, to know who the culprits are or who the vagabonds are and that sort of thing. I respect law and order in our country. And also, there's really an influx now of women in the police. By the way, it's still police force.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
I wish it was police service, but anyhow, I guess there's a reason for the force to be used. That is since colonial time, and I know in other territories they have changed that to police service. But with the inclusion of women, I don't know what's the ratio now. I don't know what percent, But I'm very concerned about that, and because I know there are incidents where within the organization itself, female police officers have been subjected to certain disrespect, assault, and that sort of thing. And I know there's a matter, but how comfortable listening to these two guests and being female police officers. Are you happy? Are you satisfied
Good morning,
that
sir. Yes, speaking from my experience and from what I have seen, we are trying to do our best. We don't try and be gender. It is not, oh, I'm a woman, I can't do that work. We try to do what the men do. Only if we're sick, and when I say sick, it has to be the same sickness a man could get. But it's not a case where, oh, I'm a woman. We study, we do the training for the job, and that's how I do the work as a police, and that is how I have seen women around me.
Yes.
It is not, I am a woman, I can't do this, or I am a woman, let me do this. If a man could do it,
I can do it.
I can do it.
Yeah, well, nothing wrong with that. What I was getting at, though, are you subjected to any
No,
condition
we
that
are
you may not?
not. Speaking for me and from the office, we are not.
I am not.
I am not.
Well, it would not. It would not make a. It would not. It would not make any good. You know. It wouldn't paint a good picture if you guys were to say otherwise. But I am also
I don't know
aware.
what you want us to say, but
I don't want. No, 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 no. Not
Right,
what I
so
wanted to say. I'm
I am
very
talking from
sensitive, conscious of.
experience. My
Yeah.
husband
So you
actually
also.
calls me a tomboy because when I go on the job, I do not want to know that I'm wearing a skirt. Like I said, if a man could do the job, I could do the job. We do a job and we go home.
Okay. All right,
Fine,
Dave, you got
fine.
your answer?
I had no problem with that. I just wanted to know if they're all happy and
Yes.
feeling good.
And we haven't been having any
All right.
reports of
Thank you.
persons being assaulted.
Okay. And I suppose this is also to public relations in terms
Right.
of
If anybody
persons
was
having an
assaulted,
assumption
yeah.
that.
Correct.
So you probably can expand on it if you choose to.
Well, I have been at public relations for 4 or so years, and I haven't had any experience or with any report coming in where we had to hush anything, and I'm being honest. That is my experience. I haven't had any report where a woman was assaulted and had to say we had to bury it. So I am not aware of that happening.
And I won't support it either.
Correct.
Sorry.
And
Because I'm tired of saying once a police, twice a civilian. And if you won't want something, you won't accept something for somebody for you, don't accept it for somebody else.
correct.
Okay. And as women, you have voices as well too.
Big ones
Yes.
too.
Okay, we are getting close to the end of our interview this morning. So, listeners, if you have any questions that you'd like to get in, now is the time to do so. I noticed somebody asked a question. I noticed the question late, so I'm not sure if they heard because that was already answered. The person is asking, is it mandatory for an inquiring officer to state their name and badge number? I think that conversation was brought up earlier already, and the answer is yes. They are supposed to let you know that. We were.
I can
No,
see you
but-
itching to say
No, I just
something,
wanted to
right?
point out some things before because I heard you said that we were getting close to the end of the program.
Yes.
And we spoke about allegations before, but we never got to the end of it. So I just want to quickly say if a police assault somebody and they're in the wrong, two things can happen. They could go to we have something like inside court, we call it orderly room, where after getting all the evidence, we'll take them up before the ACP, Assistant Commissioner of Police, and some other high ranking officers, and they can be dealt with accordingly. They could be charged, they could be suspended after that matter is heard, or they could go to open court.
Yeah.
So it is not just that we just investigate and then we sit down or talk to the person. It depends on the outcome that action can be taken.
And sometimes the police can even lose their work,
Mhm.
depending on the
And the
serious
situation.
nature of the
And that is
situation.
why witness statement is very important.
Important.
And I would like to ask the public, if you see something, even if you don't want to come in, we could come to you.
Or you can
But-
also email us or WhatsApp us.
To
Right.
stay
So-
quiet doesn't help.
So give us the information for both the email and
The
WhatsApp.
email is relations.complaints@gmail.com and the number is
485-6891. And you could call that number or text that number.
Okay.
because we have WhatsApp.
All right. And would it be best to, because if I'm making a complaint against a police officer, I know number one, you said do it as quickly as possible if you're
Yes.
making a complaint so that you can get the medical form.
Yeah.
Don't delay in terms of going to get that medical.
Right.
Correct.
And not just a medical, because if you don't have enough information on the police, let us say there was an incident at Victoria Park, but there were some police officers working there.
Mhm.
If you come the day after and say, well, he was at Victoria Park last night,
We can
could find
pull
out
the
who
information
was working
right
at
now.
Victoria Park and get some, whatever this, because you might say he was an Indian and there might be one Indian working at Victoria Park last night.
Because
Mhm.
it is fresh, it's better to report it just after the incident.
As soon as possible.
Okay. And should I also, if I have evidence of my own,
Yes, we
right?
will take them.
To
We will take them.
bring it as well.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
And nothing is hush hush, nothing is covered up.
No,
For me, I like to walk. I like the road. I like to go out and get the investigating the statements, but it's the problem with people not saying.
Mhm.
You will go
Right.
and they don't want to say anything.
Okay, so given that this is a real issue, a serious issue, remind us again of, well, I know you said the importance of why we should do it, but how can I be assured that when I bring some information to you, that I am safe in doing
Yes,
so?
we do not go and say we got a statement from that is
Police
never
that we
done.
can call.
And the police who the allegation is made against, although we send an allegation to that person, no witness statement goes to them. So they don't know who is the witness. It could go as far as the room, and all we will do is read the document,
Yes.
but it will not be your name and telling the police that this person said.
Oh, John Joe
That is
came
not
and gave
done.
a statement. No, your name wouldn't be mentioned.
Okay.
All right. So I like just continuing on the same thing as it relates to the WhatsApp number. Now somebody might say, but if I message WhatsApp, how do I know who is reading the WhatsApp message or if it is coming to
Only
you?
persons in the department
Regulations.
has access to our WhatsApp, and majority of the time it would be the sergeant.
Yeah, it's not even something. I mean, we could all go and review it, but it is not a case. Even if I see a text on the WhatsApp, it is not for me to just respond. I report to the sergeant, and he will advise accordingly. But it is not something that we just go, oh, we see a text, let me delete this. And we cannot delete it too because it's on the computer and it's on a tablet.
And so we have backup.
Right, yeah.
All right. So this brings us to the end of our interview here. We were speaking this morning with officers Coombs, Charles, and Bob, who all work in the Public Relations Office of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. The topic, of course, Public Relations Office, Beyond Communication, a bridge between the police force and the public. Do you have any final words that you'd like to leave with listeners?
As I mentioned before, please remember, it is not true that police doesn't go against police. Do not encounter an issue and keep it. Come to us, let us help you. Because as we said before, just as much as the public hates us, the said police.
They don't want to see.
And try and get as much information when coming to us so that we can actually help with the investigation. Time, date, location of the incident, try and remember the description of the police officer. That can help also.
Right.
Yes, and to add to that, the witness statement and such, but I think I should point out because there's definitely a change. Persons are just coming in. We had an experience, I'm not going to say much on it, but a lady needed somebody to talk to and she just came to the office.
Yes.
It
We
was
do that
it was
also.
not a report against a police.
No.
She just had a tough time.
Yes.
And she came by the office and she just spoke with us.
It happened more than once.
We do
Sometimes
not
we
turn
just-
them away and say, oh, that is not our business. Because sometimes some people just want somebody to talk to. So
Yes.
hopefully soon public relations will have some counselors and we'll help.
Yes.
You
We
just
are
cry.
open. We are
will sit down
open.
and allow you to cry.
Yes.
And then if after you finish crying, you want to wipe your face and walk out, fine.
That's fine.
But
Yes.
we are committed.
We haven't seen that and that for me is a big thing.
It
Okay.
is because
It makes
it
us
shows
feel
that
like
the
trustworthy.
public is comfortable with us just walking in and speaking
Talking to us. Not a report
Yes.
against the police, not something that a police did that got them
No.
there, but they just wanted to talk.
She walked the right place. too.
Smith taking plenty notes this morning. All right.
Okay, then.
It was indeed having y'all on this one. I thoroughly enjoyed this. And I don't know if it's because it's women or somebody I know has upset. But yeah, this is really good. This is really good. And the competency, the fact that you all articulated so well, and that somebody saying you all seem very sincere in what you're saying. So this is
See,
really
because
good
we
to
work
see.
together, we're just talking about what we do in the office.
This is something we do on an everyday basis, and we're true to what we do. We're not here just to pretend, but we are true to what we do in the office.
All right.
And if we only get more witness statement, you'll see even more. So then maybe the thing with police being biased, because if we get the fruits to go forward, we will go forward.
All right. And with that, we are heading out of Cup Chat and into today's ECCB currency exchange rates.